film begins with a voice in the background. It was telling that our world is huge and endless. And just like our Earth, a planet, Sumerius, where life was human-like. They had a very good world. They were living very comfortably. Although this time is not present. This was 65 million years ago. But still, the Sumerians were so advanced that they could easily go to another planet and travel anywhere. We see the main character of the story, Mills, who lives in Sumerius with his wife and daughter, and they were at the seaside at the time. His daughter had a terminal illness that was so expensive to treat that Mills didn't have enough money. So he decided to go on a space mission. Because he's a pilot himself, it meant that he would travel to another planet with a group of scientists. This mission will take him about 2 years. And with the money he gets from the mission, he will get his daughter treated. He had to do it for his daughter, and there was no way. Before leaving, Mills' daughter tells him, "Dad, I'll wait for you. I know you will come back safe and sound." And with that, Mills sets off on his mission. We are shown 2 years later, as we see Mills' spaceship flying in the sky. It means he was very close to his destination. As they were moving forward, several pieces of rock suddenly collided with their spacecraft. This event becomes so dangerous that the entire ship begins to shake. In this situation, Mills also opened his eyes. He comes on his own and starts controlling the spaceship. Because at that time, everyone else was in deep sleep. They were sleeping in the chamber, and the spacecraft was running on its auto mode. The onslaught of rock fragments was so great that several parts of the ship were damaged. Now, given the circumstances, he decides that I will land the spacecraft on a nearby planet, since the chances of a spacecraft reaching far were slim. But as soon as he reaches this planet, he cannot see anything properly due to strong wind. The spaceship collided with a large rock, this time damaging the spaceship so much that all the chambers were also destroyed. Everything was destroyed. Even the Mills condition was very bad. He goes out and sees that someone is alive. But when he finds all the chambers destroyed, he realizes that all the scientists are dead except me. He was content to think that the planet is, at least, habitable for humans. There is water to drink, flowers and leaves to eat, and the atmosphere is perfect to breathe. But he did not realize that there are many more dangers than just life. If you look at this planet, it was just like our Earth, because it was Earth, but it was not our world that we live in now. In fact, 65 million years ago, when human life did not even begin there, because there were no humans, but giant dinosaurs and similar creatures. Anyway, now he sends all the information of this planet to his base, and what happened to them also tells. He remembers that our spaceship had 2 small spaceships which were useful in case of emergency. But he had no idea where spaceships would have fallen. And since those spaceships were so strong, Mills decided that now I would find them and try to get to my planet somehow. Now he was not getting anything to eat. However, he gets a signal on the screen that a sound is coming from one of the chambers because someone was still alive in it. Mills rushes into the chamber to check if anyone is really alive. After much searching and investigating, he found the chamber. When he opened it, inside was a little girl about his daughter's age. He takes her with him, and after regaining consciousness asks her, "Who are you? Where did you come from? What was the plan of your whole group?" The girl spoke, but her language was different from Mills. That's why he couldn't understand what she was trying to say, in what language she was speaking. Then he remembered that he had found a diary in the chamber. After reading it, Mills found out what the girl's name was, Koa. Anyway, the next morning Mills goes to investigate the entire planet. At the same time, he was trying to find his small spaceship. There were many volcanoes, one of which erupted, and the skeleton of a huge dinosaur was also lying there. Mills now took out of his high-tech devices, which was a GPS. Through this, Mills discovers that his small spacecraft has fallen on a mountain about 15 kilometers away. As he looks down to see the rest of the way, the baby dinosaur attacks him. It was stuck in his neck, but Mills was lucky. He had an electric gun, which was quite advanced. He first hits the baby dinosaur with a gun, and then kills it with a single shot, and saved his life and returned to the Koa. He tells her all this, we have to cross the way and reach there as soon as possible, so that we can get out of here. But after listening to him, Koa tried to explain that in the chamber where we came, my parents were also there, and I wouldn't go anywhere without them. But Mills knew that all the chambers had been destroyed and that none were now left. By hiding this from the Koa, he explains it to her, but the Koa was not ready to listen. So Mills lied to her that your parents are also on the mountain. Come with me, we have to reach this hill as soon as possible. For which she agreed, and now both get ready and leave. They try to reach their destination. But as easy as this path seemed, it was often quite difficult, surrounded by various dangers. Because at that time there were not only walking, but also flying dinosaurs and many such creatures which could attack them at any time. Now these two are secretly advancing across a huge field. There were also many dinosaurs and creatures which came and tried to harm them. Mills kills them with his electric gun and continues to rescue Koa. They find a waterfall where they drink some water and wash their faces to calm down a bit. Mills then sat down on a tree trunk and tried to use his GPS to determine how far his spacecraft was now. But then suddenly the branch of the tree broke, Mills fell to the ground with a great force, and his left arm was badly injured. He was in a lot of pain. As soon as they hear the sound of the tree breaking, 2 or 3 big dinosaurs start coming to attack Mills. But luckily at that time he had some bombs, which Mills threw at these dinosaurs and killed them, and so he was trying to save himself. Meanwhile, the Koa runs away for her life and hides in a place. But soon she realized that I had come to the wrong place, because this place was the place of all flying creatures. They used to come and sit there. To save herself from them, she goes to the top of a broken tree and tries to save her life. But by mistake a voice was produced by her. She is spotted by a flying dinosaur, which slowly approaches Koa to eat her. She was very scared because there was no way to escape. The dinosaur gets too close and then suddenly attacks and grabs the Koa by its clothes. This was seen by Mills. He chases the dinosaur and eventually shoots with his gun, and finally saves the Koa. She was very scared and she was not well. So Mills took her on his back and walked towards the mountain. It was evening in the journey. It was dangerous to walk in such plains, so both decide to go to the cave and spend the night there. Mills checks his GPS again to see how far away their spaceship is. What Mills discovers blows his mind. The pieces of rock that had hit Mills' spacecraft were now going to fall right here on Earth. The pieces of rock will kill all the dinosaurs. They will turn to ashes. He understood everything and tells Koa about it. But the next morning when they are about to leave, a big dinosaur comes and attacks them. To escape this, they want to enter the cave. They see a small tunnel there which is very small in size. Mills detonates a bomb there which causes him to grow in size. It gets big enough that Koa could pass through it, but not Mills. Now she passes, but Mills is left behind. The dinosaur suddenly attacks him, but Mills' loaded electric gun saves Mills' life by shooting it several times. And as he came out of the tunnel, Koa was nowhere to be seen. He sees many pieces of rock falling from the sky towards the Earth, which meant that they had to leave the planet as soon as possible, or they would be killed. And now he starts running fast towards the place where the little spaceship was. But in the meantime, he accidentally falls into a huge, dangerous swamp. He tried hard to get out, but the swamp was swallowing him. He also calls out to the Koa, but he sees no hope of escape. He was too stuck inside. He completely drowns, but before that, the Koa comes to his aid. She throws a long wooden stick near Mills, and Mills catches it and comes out. As soon as he comes out, he hugs Koa like she is his daughter, because he was very happy to be alive again. Then he tells her that now this planet is going to end very soon. We have to leave. They travel all day and all evening. And finally, before night falls, they reach the spaceship. Fortunately, the spacecraft was not damaged. It was all right, and these people could go. Without wasting time, as Mills launches the spaceship, Koa comes out and begins searching for his parents, because Mills told her that her mother and father would meet at the top of the mountains. But very soon she realized that Mills had lied to me, because all the chambers were destroyed in the space accident, in which the Koa's parents also died. He tries to calm the child down, but she is quite angry and upset. Mills apologizes to her and tells her the truth that I did all this to save your life and mine. Let's get out of here or we will die. Koa is crying, and in order to gain her trust, Mills shows her a picture of his daughter and tells her that I left on a space mission 2 years ago, so I'll treat my daughter the best I can. I can do it with money. She has a terminal illness, and if I don't get there in time, she will die. He was in love with the Koa because he saw his daughter in her. So he wanted to get her out of there and save her life at any cost. Hearing this, the Koa becomes emotional and hugs him and starts crying. Now, they hurry and board the spaceship. Before they leave, pieces of rock attack them. Not only that, but 2 more dinosaurs had also spotted them, who come and try to intercept their spaceship. Now Mills knows that if they stay there, the dinosaurs will attack and kill them both, so he runs aside and attracts the dinosaur's attention. As a dinosaur tries to get to her, Mills shoots him with his gun and kills him, but he knows that another dinosaur is still alive that comes towards him, and he thinks Dinosaur will kill him now. His gun was not reloading due to low battery. Dinosaur also come pretty close. During this time, Koa, sitting in a spaceship, uses her mind. She plays a video to distract the dinosaur. As he leaves, Mills gets a chance to escape. But when the dinosaur can't find anything to eat, it starts chasing the Mills again. With that, the destruction of the planet began. All the volcanoes erupted. Apart from this, pieces of stones were also falling. The dinosaur was constantly chasing them. Mills doesn't understand how to get rid of it. He gets an idea and starts running towards the volcanoes, which erupt near the ground. As the volcano erupted, the dinosaur was affected by it, but its skin was tough enough that it wasn't too affected. The dinosaur gets quite angry. He comes pretty close to killing Mills. Mills has accepted his death after giving up. He doesn't even have a place to go back to. It was a difficult time, and Koa then comes to Mills' rescue. Jumping up, she attacks the dinosaur's eye. Since he was not seeing anything, this time he comes upon a large volcano, and as soon as it erupts, most of the acid and lava take their toll on the dinosaur. Finally, the dinosaur was killed. After death, the dinosaur's skin begins to melt due to the acid. Their life was spared, and they sit in spaceship. After putting the location of his planet, Mills tries to leave. Meanwhile, several pieces of spaceship collide with their spaceship. Finally, they took a safe route from there. They don't believe it after they get a new life. They were happy, and the film ends with their happiness.